Senate Bill 541 with amendments by Assemblymember Rendon.
Mr. Rendon, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm presenting chaptering out amendments to SB 541, which makes improvements to the CPUC's transportation branch. The amendments also clarify the CPUC's ability to hire an independent entity to assess the CPUC's capacities for carrying out the new program established by the bill. There is no opposition to this bill, and it has received unanimous support. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Seeing and hearing no further debate, without objection, we can take a voice vote on the amendments. All those in favor say aye. All opposed say nay. The ayes have it. The amendments are adopted. The bill is out to print and back on file. Passing and retaining file item 193. We're going to also pass and retain 194, file items 194 through 197, as well as file item 198. Going now to file item 199 for purposes of amendments, SB 226. The clerk will read.
Senate Bill 226 with amendments by Assemblymember Alejo.
Mr. Alejo, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. SB 226 is Senator Pavley's companion bill to my AB 1390 regarding groundwater adjudication. These amendments have been largely negotiated by my office, Senator Pavley's office, the administration, agricultural interests, the water agencies, and others. The amendments are largely technical. It does several things, limiting the explicit authorization for state intervention to just comprehensive adjudications authorized by my bill, AB 1390, striking out one unnecessary word and adding myself as a principal co-author. I respectfully ask for your support on these amendments.
Seeing and hearing no further debate, we can take a voice vote on these amendments without objection. All those in favor, please say aye. All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. The amendments are adopted. The bill is out to print and back on file. Colleagues, we're also going to pass and retain file items 200 through 205. And at this time, we're going to go back through the file over the items that were passed temporarily. The items in Senate third read, starting with file item 86, SB 750. The clerk will read.
Senate Bill 750 by Senator Mendoza, an act relating to English language education.
Mr. Bloom, are you prepared?
I am indeed. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
SB 750 is a technical cleanup bill that helps improve educational opportunities for our English learners by addressing several issues identified by the California Department of Education staff upon their implementation of the long-term English learner statute. This bill is co-sponsored by the California Association for Bilingual Education, Californians Together, and Superintendent of Public Instruction Tom Torlakson. The bill has no opposition, has received bipartisan unanimous support, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All those in favor, please. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. The clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Aye 61, no 0. Measure passes. Going now to file item 99, SB 439. The clerk will read.
Senate Bill 439 by Senator Allen, an act relating to elections.
Mr. Mullen, you're recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Members, Election Day voter registration will commence in California in 2017 following the implementation of our new statewide voter database. Under this pending system, county election officials must offer registration and provisional voting to any qualified elector at the official's permanent office during the 2 weeks prior to and through Election Day. They may also offer this convenience to electors at satellite office locations, but can only do so on Election Day itself. This bill by Senator Allen, 439, would address this oversight by allowing election officials to offer voter registration and voting at their satellite offices during this 2-week period as well. This bill also provides for the certification of ballot on-demand printing systems and electronic poll books. Electronic poll books will ultimately permit early voting sites and traditional polling places to be linked to state and county voter databases. This will increase voting integrity and eventually reduce the need for expensive and time-consuming provisional balloting. I would respectfully ask for an aye vote on SB 439.
Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. 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 The clerk will close the roll and tally the votes. Ayes 41, noes 23. The measure passes. Going now to file item 102 for purposes of amendments, SB 705. The clerk will read.
Senate Bill 705 with amendments by Assemblymember Mullen.
Mr. Mullen, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, SB 705 is being amended to allow the counties of San Mateo and Monterey to seek voter approval to enact district taxes to fund local programs and services. It raises the cap on district taxes from 2 to 3% only in these two counties. I respectfully ask for an aye vote on these amendments.
Ms. Waldron.
We oppose these amendments.
Okay, colleagues, Ms. Waldron is objecting to the amendments. Mr. Mullen is asking for the amendments. Ms. Waldron is asking for a roll call vote. The clerk will open the roll. Members, this is for the amendments. All members vote who desire to vote. 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 Clerk will close the roll and tally the votes. Ayes 39, noes 25. This is a vote. The amendments are adopted, and the amendments are out to print and back on file. We're going to go now to file item 137, SB 674. The clerk will read.
Senate Bill 674 by Senator De Leon and others, enact relating to victims of crime.
No. Ryan says go pass it.
We are going to pass temporarily. Okay, now we're
No, just put her mic up. No, go back to it.
Actually, we're going to go back to file item 137, SB 674. Again, the clerk will read.
Senate Bill 674 by Senator De Leon and others, enact relating to victims of crime.
Madam Speaker, you're recognized.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker and members. I rise today as a joint author of SB 674 with Senate President Pro Tem Kevin De Leon on the Immigrant Victims of Crime Equity Act. The Victim of Crime Visa, also referred to as the U Visa, is available to immigrants who are victims of certain crimes committed in the United States: rape, incest, sexual assault, torture, or domestic violence, as examples. The bearer of the U Visa gets relief from deportation and permission to work in the United States. Federal immigration authorities make the determination of whether a victim of crime qualifies for a U Visa. However, the state and local governments play an important role in this process. In order for the victim to apply to the federal government for the U Visa, the victim must receive a certification from law enforcement, a prosecutor, or a judicial officer. The document certifies that the individual was a victim of a qualifying crime, and the certification must state that the victim was helpful or likely to be helpful to the prosecution or investigation of that crime. Some authorities set insurmountable restrictions so that very few immigrants can qualify for the certification of victim helpfulness. There are some local law enforcement agencies that do an exemplary job granting certifications, like the Oakland Police Department, the LA Police Department. There are others that fall short and systematically deny certifications on the basis of political views or immigration matters. Unfortunately, the granting of certification has more to do with the jurisdiction where the immigrant was victimized than whether the immigrant was a victim of a qualifying crime and helpful. This bill makes it clear that all entities that can certify victim helpfulness must certify victim helpfulness if the victim was a victim of one of the qualifying crimes and the victim was helpful or likely to be helpful to the prosecution or investigation of that crime. It should not matter where you become the victim of domestic violence or one of those other crimes mentioned to qualify for a U visa. Our bill brings equity to the immigrant victims of crime. The California Partnership to End Domestic Violence is in support of the measure because it helps victims. The Chief Law Enforcement Officer of the State of California, Attorney General Kamala Harris, is also in support of the bill. There has been no opposition. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. The clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 66, no 0. The measure passes. Going now to file item 203, SB 204. The clerk will read.
Senate Bill 204 by Senator Pavley, an act relating to state parks.
Mr. Levine, are you prepared to present? Mr. Levine.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. SB 204 continues reform efforts at state parks. This bill expands and clarifies authorities of the department related to state park general plans, nonprofit operating agreements, construction contracts, and youth services. This bill has no opposition, and I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Levine. Seeing no discussion or debate on this item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. The clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 66, no 0. Measure passes. Okay, members, we are going to move to file item 109 on Senate third reading. That's SB 413. The clerk will read.
Senate Bill 413 with amendments by Assemblymember Chu.
Mr. David Chu on the amendments.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and colleagues. These are simply chaptering out amendments to SB 413. The bill has bipartisan support and it has received no opposition in the legislature. I respectfully ask for your support on these amendments.
Thank you, Mr. Chu. Without objection, we may take a voice vote on the amendments. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed say nay. The ayes have it. The amendments are adopted. Bill's out to print, back on file. We are moving to file item 157. Senate Bill 319. For the purpose of amendment, clerk will read with amendments.
Senate Bill 319 with amendments by Assemblymember Chu.
Mr. Chu on the amendments.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. These amendments do the following. In addition to some technical changes, it adds language specifying who the Department of Social Services will consult with to determine a plan of correction for a group home if necessary, as well as specifies the process for requesting a plan of correction. I ask that these amendments be adopted.
Thank you, Mr. Chu. Without objection, we may take a voice vote on the amendments. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. The ayes have it. The amendments are adopted. Bill is out to print and back on file. And we are moving to file item 161, Senate Bill 484 for the purpose of amendment. Clerk will read with amendments.
Senate Bill 484 with amendments by Assemblymember Chu.
Mr. Chu on the amendments.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. These amendments add double jointing language with SB 238. I ask that the amendments be adopted and ask for your aye vote.
Without objection, we will take a voice vote on these amendments. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. The ayes have it. The amendments are adopted. Bill's out to print and back on file. Members, just a brief announcement. Assemblymember Gallagher has a number of guests with us today. His mother, Shelley Gallagher, his brother, Brendan Gallagher, and Brendan's fiancée, Gia Casasco. We welcome them, if you'll stand. We welcome them to the floor of the Assembly. Ms. Garcia, you are recognized for your procedural motions.
At the request of the author, please return file item 37, AB 36, to the Senate for further action.
Without objection, that request is granted. Ms. Garcia, you are again recognized for your procedural motion.
I request unanimous consent to suspend Assembly Rule 77 and allow the following bills that have a concur recommendation to be taken up today.
Without objection, the clerk will read.
File item 21, Assembly Bill 80, Campos. File item 22, Assembly Bill 82, Cristina Garcia. File item 23, Assembly Bill 90, Chow. File item 24, Assembly Bill 446, Ridley Thomas. File item 29, Assembly Bill 963, Bonilla. File item 30, Assembly Bill 1077, Holden. File item 31, Assembly Bill 1310, Gatto. File item 35, Assembly Bill 1540, Gray. File item 36, Assembly Bill 28, Chu. File item 38, Assembly Bill 68, Waldron. File item 39, Assembly Bill 69, Rodriguez. File item 43, Assembly Bill 178, Bonilla. File item 44, Assembly Bill 231, Eggman. File item 45, Assembly Bill 256, Jones-Sawyer. File item 47, Assembly Bill 303, Gonzalez. File item 48, Assembly Bill 316, Mainshine. File item 49, Assembly Bill 363, Steinorth. File item 51, Assembly Bill 429, Daly. File item 52, Assembly Bill 496, Rendon. File item 54, Assembly Bill 530, Rendon. File item 55, Assembly Bill 601, Eggman. File item 58, Assembly Bill 793, Quirk. File item 59, Assembly Bill 835, Gibson. File item 61, Assembly Bill 913, Santiago. File item 63, Assembly Bill 1024, Beth Gaines. File item 66, Assembly Bill 1163, Rodriguez. And file item 69, Assembly Bill 1533, the Committee on Jobs, Economic Development, and the Economy.
Ms. Waldron, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just for clarification, AB 446, Ridley Thomas, is file item 26.
That's correct.
Thank you for the correction, Ms. Waldron. Clerk will note. All right, members, back on the concurrence file on items that are now eligible to be taken up. We are going to be starting with file item 21. That's AB 80. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 80 by Assembly Member Campos and others, an act relating to state government.
Ms. Campos, you may open.
Mr. Speaker, AB 80 is back for concurrence with Senate amendments. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Campos. Seeing no discussion on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Aye 68, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 22, AB 82. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 82 by Assembly Member Cristina Garcia and others, an act relating to vehicles.
Ms. Garcia, you may open.
Amendments taken in Senate appropriations make this bill more sensible by making it an opt-in instead of an opt-out provision. This bill has received bipartisan support in both the Assembly and the Senate. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Garcia. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Aye 66, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 23, AB 90. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 90 by Assembly Member Chow and others, an act relating to housing.
Mr. Chow, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Senate amendments to AB 90 are technical in nature and include chaptering out amendments. The bill designates the Department of Housing and Community Development as the state entity responsible for administering new federal funding for affordable housing through the Federal Housing Trust Fund. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Chow. Seeing no discussion or debate on this item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 68, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 26, AB 446. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 446 by Assembly Member Ridley Thomas, an act relating to the Baldwin Hills Conservancy.
Mr. Ridley Thomas.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I rise to present AB 446 that has what are really unnecessary Senate amendments, frankly. This bill was introduced to delete a sunset on a park district that is a conservancy in southwest Los Angeles and to give it equal funding so that we can build green space in an underparked area. But you know what? This process is sometimes about compromise. And we respect our colleagues in the Senate who saw fit to limit this bill's ability, and they know very well that next year we are going to reintroduce this bill and make sure that we can get green space in underparked areas. That's something that we can do and that we can deliver, and with your support of this bill, you will help us bring needed resources to an underparked area. I would respectfully request an aye vote, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ridley Thomas. Seeing no discussion on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 67, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 29, AB 963. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 963 by Assembly Member Bonilla, an act relating to state teachers' retirement.
Ms. Bonilla, you may open.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker and members. I present to you 963 for concurrence and Senate amendments. These amendments were taken to address concerns from the Department of Finance. I ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Bonilla. Seeing no discussion on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 68, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 30, AB 1077. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1077 by Assembly Member Holden, an act relating to mutual water companies.
Mr. Holden, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm here to present Assembly Bill 1077. It's back on concurrence. Senate amendments were technical and clarified duties of mutual water company boards related to teleconferencing meetings. I respectfully ask for your concurrence in Senate amendments.
That's it. Thank you, Ms. Holden. See no discussion on the item. Clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tie the vote. Ayes 73, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 31, AB 1310. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1310 by Assembly Member Gatto, an act relating to disorderly conduct.
Mr. Gatto.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This bill is part of the effort by this legislature and the Attorney General to crack down on cyber exploitation. Senate amendments were technical and clarifying. I ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Gatto. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tie the vote. Ayes 74, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 35, AB 1540. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1540 by Assembly Member Gray, an act relating to tribal gaming, declaring the urgency thereof to take effect immediately.
Mr. Gray, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, we have before us today a compact executed August 26, 2015, between Governor Brown on behalf of the state of California and the San Ynez Band of Mission Indians. Members, this is a compact that strikes a good balance. It's mutually beneficial. It provides for incentives for renewable energy investments, water conservation projects, and non-gaming related economic development. It is good for the local community. The compact will allow the tribe to continue on their path towards economic self-sufficiency while protecting the health, safety, general welfare interests of the tribe and the surrounding community. We are also honored, members, to be joined as we ratify this agreement between the state and the tribal government by the Chairman Armenta and other members of the tribe in the gallery. I would respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Gray. Mr. Breaux, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I rise in support of AB 1540 with my colleague from Merced, a measure to ratify a compact between the state of California and the Santa Ynez Band of Chumash Mission Indians. I had the opportunity last month to visit their reservation, and they're doing some great work out there, not only on the reservation, but in the community as well. This compact was a thoughtful and meaningful negotiation that will serve the state and tribe for years to come. It's a good compact. It's a fair compact. I urge your aye vote today. Congratulations to the Chumash.
Mr. Alejo, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I also rise as chair of the Latino Caucus to applaud this historic 25-year compact agreement that's really a win-win for California, for our brothers and sisters in the Chumash Indian Nation, and also for the County of Santa Barbara. This bill is so good. They've worked out an agreement with labor who strongly supports this bill. But this is now over 115 years of the creation of the Chumash Reservation in Santa Barbara County. And for decades, for generations, just like many other Indian nations, face poverty. But here since 1999, they have an opportunity for economic prosperity, to keep creating over 2,300 jobs in their local community and keep helping their own people prosper. So I think this is only proper when it's been worked out so well, and this is an agreement that we could all applaud, that we should all unanimously support this bill.
Thank you, Mr. Alejo. You're good. All debate having ceased on the item, Mr. Gray, you may close.
Thank you for those comments, members. This is a fair and balanced agreement. I strongly urge your aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Gray. With that, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tie the vote. Ayes 75, no 0 on the urgency. Ayes 75, no 0 on the measure. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 36, AB 28. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 28 by Assemblymember Chu, an act relating to bicycle safety.
Mr. Kansen Chu, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speakers and members. AB 28 is back on concurrence with technical amendments today, so I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Chu. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tie the vote. Ayes 73, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 38, AB 68. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 68 by Assemblymember Waldron, an act relating to Medi-Cal.
Ms. Waldron, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. AB 68 is back on concurrence. It creates an expedited appeal for Medi-Cal patients who have epilepsy. It allows prompt access to drugs they need to control their condition. Epilepsy is a life-threatening disease, and medical experts say that the first treatment is the best to get it under control. I urge your aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Waldron. Seeing no discussion or debate on this item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tie the vote. Ayes 71, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 39, AB 69. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 69 by Assemblymember Rodriguez and others, an act relating to peace officers.
Mr. Rodriguez, you may open.
Mr. Speaker and members, without requiring a mandate, AB 69 seeks to provide guidelines for our law enforcement agencies in developing and implementing policies and procedures for downloading and storing data from body-worn cameras. Senate amendments were technical, and the bill has support on both sides. There is no opposition. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Ms. Olson, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I, too, rise in support of this bill, but I would be remiss if I didn't point out the fact that this bill is actually weaker than SB 175 by Senator Huff that this floor tried to pass a couple of weeks ago and failed to do so. Nevertheless, urge an aye vote.
Seeing no additional discussion, Mr. Rodriguez, you may close if you wish.
I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tie the vote. Ayes 70, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 43, AB 178. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 178 by Assemblymember Bonilla and others, an act relating to healing arts, declaring the urgency thereof to take effect immediately.
Ms. Bonilla, you may open.
Thank you very much. This bill allows the Board of Vocational Nursing and Psychiatric Technicians to fill its vacant executive officer position. It has no opposition and has enjoyed bipartisan support. I ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Bonilla. Seeing no discussion or debate on this item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 71, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 44, AB 231. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 231 by Assemblymember Eggman and others, an act relating to post-conviction supervised release.
Dr. Eggman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, AB 231 is back from the Senate for concurrence with small and technical amendments. I ask for your aye vote.
Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 70, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. We are going to pass and retain file item 45. Moving to file item 47, AB 303. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 303 by Assemblymember Gonzalez, an act relating to searches.
Ms. Gonzalez, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, AB 303 is back on concurrence. The Senate amendments are minimal and clarifying in nature. AB 303 was passed out of the Senate unanimously, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez. Seeing no discussion or debate on this item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 69, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 48, AB 316. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 316 by Assemblymember Mainshine, an act relating to veterinarians.
Mr. Mainshine, you may open.
Thanks, Mr. Speaker. This item is back on concurrence, and I'd respectfully request an aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Mainshine. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 72, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 49, AB 363. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 363 by Assemblymember Steinorth and others, an act relating to elections.
Mr. Steinorth, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. AB 363 is a county bill allowing counties to retrieve ballots before Election Day has closed. It is back on concurrence from the Senate with no changes. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Steinorth. Seeing no discussion or debate on this item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 71, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 51. That's AB 429. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 429 by Assemblymember Daly and others, an act relating to public contracts.
Mr. Daly.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. 429 is back from concurrence. Respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Daly. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 69, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 52, AB 496. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 496 by Assemblymember Rendon, an act relating to people's nutrition.
Mr. Rendon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. Roughly 25% of schools in California do not provide fresh, free drinking water to students despite federal and state regulations which require them to do so. Of schools in compliance, drinking fountains are the most common source of water to students. If drinking fountains are sealed or unsafe, students do not have a reliable, safe source of water throughout the day. AB 496 creates a one-stop shop for school districts to go to find information for funding for water quality and facility improvements. This bill passed unanimously in both houses. Recent amendments to the bill were technical and addressing chaptering out issues. I respectfully ask for your concurrence in Senate amendments.
Thank you, Mr. Rendon. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 73, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 54, AB 530. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 530 by Assemblymember Rendon and others, an act relating to the Los Angeles River.
Mr. Rendon, you may again open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. AB 530 will start a conversation about how to improve the lower Los Angeles River in concert with the revitalization of the upper Los Angeles River so that the entire river watershed can be managed collaboratively. The bill invites LA County to take the lead in bringing together all of those who care about the river and its future. Permission to read, Mr. Speaker?
Without objection.
As LA Mayor Eric Garcetti notes in his support letter, traveling 51 miles through 14 different cities, a thriving Los Angeles River will reconnect neighborhoods, revitalize communities, and reemerge a cherished natural and cultural resources. Senate amendments reduce state-mandated costs and clarify the scope of the revitalization plan. I respectfully ask for your concurrence in Senate amendments.
Thank you, Mr. Rendon. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 74, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 55, that's AB 601. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 601 by Assemblymember Eggman and others, an act relating to health facilities.
Dr. Eggman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, AB 601 is back from the Senate with concurrence. The amendments were minor and technical, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Seeing no discussion or debate on this item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tie the vote. Ayes 70, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 58, AB 793. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 793 by Assemblymember Quirk, an act relating to public utilities.
Mr. Quirk.
Speaker and members, Senate amendments removed all opposition. I respectfully request your aye vote.
Seeing no discussion or debate on this item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 71, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 59, AB 835. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 835 by Assemblymember Gibson, an act relating to vehicular manslaughter.
Mr. Gibson.
Mr. Speaker, members, AB 35 is back on concurrence. Senate amendments were accepted. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Gibson. Seeing no discussion or debate on this item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tie the vote. Ayes 70, noes 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 61, AB 913. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 913 by Assemblymember Santiago, an act relating to student safety.
Mr. Santiago, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker and members, AB 913 is back for concurrence. Senate amendments allow community colleges to phase in the compliance with the bill's provisions. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 69, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 63, AB 1024. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1024 by Assemblymember Beth Gaines, an act relating to vehicles.
Ms. Gaines, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Amendments taken in the Senate conform the requirements of a driver's education school operator who does not offer behind-the-wheel training to that of a driver's school instructor. This bill has received unanimous bipartisan support, and I would respectfully request an aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Gaines. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 71, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 66, AB 1163. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1163 by Assemblymember Rodriguez, an act relating to healthcare coverage.
Mr. Rodriguez, you may open.
Mr. Speaker and members, AB 1163 is back for concurrence. Senate amendments are technical and clarifying. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rodriguez. Seeing no discussion made on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 71, noes 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 69, AB 1533. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1533 by the Committee on Jobs, Economic Development, and the Economy, an act relating to state government.
Mr. Garcia.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. Assembly Bill 1533 is the Jobs Committee Omnibus Bill. Minor changes were made in the Senate. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Seeing no discussion or debate on this item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 72, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. No consent calendar today, members. We are moving to announcements and adjournments in memory. Members, the following members were granted prior permission to speak on an adjournment in memory. Please take your seats, members, and give your respectful attention to Mr. Cooley. Mr. Cooley, you are recognized at your desk for your adjournment in memory.
Colleagues, I rise today request that we adjourn in memory of Donna Maria Clark Cheek. She died peacefully in her sleep Thursday, August 20th, surrounded by her loved ones after an 8-year battle with ovarian cancer. She was born in Santa Fe, New Mexico, to Richard and Bernetta Doyle on July 29, 1957. She completed her undergraduate studies and attended law school at the University of Arizona. Later, she earned her master's degree in environmental law from Lewis and Clark College in Oregon. She served in the active United States Air Force on active duty and as a reservist for more than 20 years, retiring in 2010 as a colonel from Travis Air Force Base. Subsequently, for the past 9 years, she worked for the California Department of Transportation as an environmental lawyer. She is survived by her mother, Bernetta, her brother, Brian, her sister, Bundy, her husband, Randy Cheek, her daughter, Shannon, and her stepdaughters, Elspeth and Kara. And I thank you for adjourning her memory today.
Thank you, Mr. Cooley. Members, there will be a Republican caucus upon adjournment of session. Republican caucus upon adjournment. Members, a few additional announcements. Tomorrow, Friday, September 4th, is the last day to put the one-day file notice across the desk for a conference committee meeting to be held on Tuesday, September 8th. Friday, September 4th, is the last day to amend bills on the Assembly floor prior to September 11th. The session schedule is as follows. Friday, September 4th, floor session at 9 a.m. Monday, September 7th, no floor session, no check-in session. All other items remaining will be passed and retained. All motions shall be continued. Seeing and hearing no further business, I am ready to entertain a motion to adjourn. Ms. Garcia moves. Ms. Waldron seconds. That this House stands adjourned until Friday, September 4th at 9 a.m. Quorum call is lifted.